Hi, Formation. Happy Season 6. This is our first show that we managed to get off this year for Week 3. I'm Jeff Gibbons. Of course, this is
John Moist.
John Moist. And you've been off to a great start here in the first 2 weeks.
24 and 7.
Yeah. Jesus, that's pretty hot. I'm a few behind you, but I'm not sure exactly how many.
No, not too many.
You know, but that's okay. We're going to move along here now. We're just going to do a quick show today. Wanted to get something up for everybody. We're having some trouble with the camera today, so I'm recording with a different method. Hopefully this works out. Just a quick show to line down through this week's picks. We'll just take it right from the top, I guess, will we?
Yeah.
We agree on everything except for one, and that's the Monday Nighter. So we'll just zip down through what we got.
Well, we got the Niners on Thursday night that are home to the Rams.
Yeah.
So
LA is all over that.
Yeah, I really think the Rams are going to win this one. Niners don't have much this year, and the Rams been putting up some points. Jared Goff, not too bad. The only thing that the Niners got going for them, maybe Carlos Hyde's been doing good on the ground.
Great.
Should be the Rams, so
Perfect.
we're both going to Rams.
Sunday morning, we got the 9:30 Eastern start over in London. We got Baltimore taking on Jacksonville.
It's a close one.
Yeah, but Baltimore's looked much better than people expected out of the
No
gate.
doubt.
And that defense, they've. I really don't give Jacksonville much of a chance against Baltimore's defense.
Baltimore's defense been playing fantastic, and Jacksonville didn't look very good last week. One note though that Baltimore Marshall Yanda, perennial Pro Bowler, out for the season, and that's going to hurt their. He's an offensive lineman. It's going to hurt their running game, but they'll handle.
Yeah,
Jacks.
I think so. Maybe even 10 points, maybe. Next, we've got Denver at Buffalo. Again, this is a chance for your Denver Broncos. The AFC West, somebody said this week, is for real. And let's look at what's on top of there, you know. 3 teams right now with 2-0. That'll probably go to 3-0 this week. Denver handles Buffalo. Buffalo are a mess.
Buffalo can't seem to get anything going on offense, and now they're facing the Denver defense that's been clicking on all cylinders. Yeah, this could be ugly.
Yep.
I hope so.
Next, we got Carolina versus New Orleans.
Greg Olsen gone for the season.
Broken
I believe.
foot,
Is he
yeah.
gone for the season?
Well, he's hurt. He's out for several weeks at the very
Gone
least.
for a while. Broke his
Yes.
foot.
Still, I don't think that New Orleans defense is non-existent.
Horrible.
Non-existent.
Horrible. And Carolina at home against that New Orleans defense. And Cam Newton has a good game here.
Yep.
About time.
Bring it on. More yogurt.
Yeah.
Next, we got Pittsburgh at Chicago, and Pittsburgh. They've come out of the gate a little bit tentative for a team on paper that look really, really good. And I picked them, just a reminder, to win the first seed in the AFC, and win it all actually.
Yeah.
But I think this is where they get a chance to show how good they are against that Chicago team, who has just been abysmal already this year. Yeah. Even at Soldier Field, not going to get the job done. Pittsburgh, large.
Yeah, I don't think that. Look for a big game for Le'Veon Bell. I don't think Chicago has enough to keep up Pittsburgh. Not even close.
Next, we got Atlanta in Detroit. And 2 teams here. This is probably one of the best games of the week. We've got 2-0 games teams here.
Looking good.
Yeah, they put it together. But that Atlanta team, Atlanta is firing on all cylinders. I think Matt Ryan is the difference here, and Julio Jones. I think you get a big game out of those two, and they beat Detroit. I don't necessarily think it's a blowout, but I think it's a major score.
Vic Beasley's out for Atlanta, so that might make a difference, make it a bit closer.
Okay.
I'd say Atlanta by a touchdown, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Indianapolis versus the Cleveland Browns. So.
Yeah, Indy's at home. Cleveland, they're looking okay, I guess. Their offensive line is good. But they're just not winning games. They're up against Indy. Indy's defense hasn't looked all that bad.
No, actually.
And
the biggest part of the team right now. Andrew Luck's still out indefinitely.
Yeah.
So we're not sure.
Jacoby Brissett or whatever, or
Scott Toll's in
one
order.
or the other. Someone's
right.
going to throw the ball for.
Yeah.
Someone will throw the ball. We guarantee that there will be a quarterback for Indianapolis this
He's
week.
probably going to say something like, with a purple shirt on, say, "Captain, I found something." Ah! It doesn't really matter. I think that. All that being said, Indy at home beats Cleveland.
3-2.
Yeah.
3-2 Indy.
In overtime.
Yeah.
All right. Next we got Tampa Bay at Minnesota. And I've been talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers already.
Yeah.
Remember, I picked them
You
to be in the mix.
Yeah.
And looking quite good. Doug
Well,
Martin's
you
still
picked
not
him
even
to-
in the mix.
Yeah, you picked him to get a playoff spot, didn't you? No, Doug Martin's still out.
Yep. And
But Jaquiz Rogers is how do you pronounce his name? Jaquiz?
that's
Jaquiz
yeah,
Rogers?
sounds like
something
breakfast cereal, and it's all
Yeah,
good.
not sure.
Yeah.
But he's been doing well. The running game is doing well. They got Mike Evans catching the ball. But the thing about Tampa is that defense. 2 forced fumbles, 2 picks
Solid.
last week.
Solid.
Ball hawking defense, and I think they go in and beat Minnesota. You?
Next, New England at home to Houston. And the Patriots have owned Houston over the last X number of games. But
Patriots have owned a lot of teams.
yeah, but there's a chink in the armor there. I think that they're not as great as in the past, but I think they've exposed a flank. I mean, teams like the Chiefs, like the Chiefs have exposed some of the weaknesses. Given the right set of circumstances, I mean, they've got a formidable crew of receivers, but all it takes is one player. Like, I mean, the Julian Edelmans of the world who have been taken out of there, forcing the ball to the other side. I mean,
Jamie Collins gone on the defensive side too,
Yeah.
which is a big one. He's gone to Browns, but he's in concussion protocol this week too. So it's
and that offensive line, in the first game against Kansas City, do you think they missed Ninkovich?
Yeah, I'd say they do.
That's
That being said, they're in New England.
That's it, and they're going to win. But I don't know if this is well. It's probably not a good game to watch, but it may be close for a little while. Anyway, next we got Miami playing the terrible Jets, who are probably, without fear of contradiction, the worst team
Okay.
all around in the NFL right now. Miami's going to get a chance to play 2 games on the road now because of that tweak in the schedule, and they're going to be hopefully 2-0. And I think this is 2 scores.
2 touchdowns. Just about to say it.
Yeah. Next we've got Philadelphia at home to the Giants.
Giants are poorly coached. They can't seem to hold on to the ball. Beckham had a key drop, and Brandon Marshall had a real bad drop there. That could have been the difference in the game really in last week. Eli Manning hasn't been playing as well.
He hasn't managed
either.
the ball well at all. He hasn't played well.
Ground game seems to be non-existent. Giants are not looking very good right now. No, I had them picked to win this division, and I think you did too.
I did too.
Yeah.
It's not over yet.
No. I mean, they still got a good defense, great secondary, but I think this Eagles team is looking really good. Yeah.
And we've seen them come out of the gate fast before.
Yeah. Carson Wentz especially.
And
lost
Dallas, and
Yeah.
But we'll talk about Dallas in a minute. Philadelphia wins this at home.
Yeah, too many problems the Giants are having. They got to put things together, and too short a time. But Giants are wishing they had an early bye week right now. Eagles.
That's right. And the Dolphins and the Bucks are wishing they had a bye week.
Yeah.
Next, we got Tennessee at home to Seattle. And surprisingly, when we both checked our picks today, we both went the same way on this. We both see Tennessee beating a Seahawks team that's struggling offensively. And I've said to you before, I've always watched, over the last several years, we've watched Russell Wilson and an entire offensive line struggle in the first few games of the season. Second half, they put it together, they get into the playoffs, and you can see magic can happen. But
even over the past few years, even over Seattle's trips to the Super Bowl and stuff like that, they've had the worst offensive line in the NFL for a lot of it, and they still seem to get the job done. In Tennessee, though, the Tennessee team is hungry, and they got a defense there that can be able to handle that offensive line. And
Marcus Mariota.
I just don't see Seattle scoring enough points here. Marcus Mariota is a great quarterback, no doubt about it.
This is his year. I really feel that, and if I remember correctly, I picked Tennessee to be in the mix too.
Yeah, I picked
But
him.
I probably picked them to win the division.
So yeah, we both did.
I'm trying to think back. But
Tennessee by 6.
yeah,
That's what I say.
yeah, like 9-3.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
Next, we have Green Bay at home to the Cincinnati Bengals. who've been well down the list and plummeting. And have they scored a point yet? I don't think they have they?
I'm not sure. They lost 20-0 to Baltimore in the first week.
Yeah.
What happened last week?
I can't remember.
Neither can I. We're supposed to know this stuff.
Well, I tell you what, man. I tell you what, it must have been really eventful if I can't even remember what the score. I don't even know if they scored yet. If they scored a major even. Anyway, I know that they haven't done very much. Green Bay, you know, it's going to really suck to be in Lambeau now after what happened this week to the Green Bay Packers. New York Bozo, man. New York Bozo. This is going to be bad.
I believe Aaron Rodgers said, I think we can beat anybody at home. And now he's out to prove that. I feel bad for you, Cincy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns.
All right. Take the over. All on one side of the ball. Next, we've got the Chargers and Kansas City. And the pros, I'm looking at some of this stuff online. You know, the pros are calling this to be very, very close. And some people have actually come out and said they think that this is the week that Kansas City loses.
It's a divisional rival there. And the Chargers got some really good, they got Ingram and Bosa on the ends. They're great pass rushers. And they're going to give Smith some fits, there's no doubt about it.
Probably don't have a kicker.
Yeah, this guy, Koo or New or Chew or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he pushed that one, you know, when you get into the 26-yard line.
Yeah.
You know, Miami dodged the bullet there last week, there's no doubt. They played well for most of the game, but defensively in the last 50 seconds, they had a chip. It was on his foot, man. Laces out.
Yeah, I think it's a 3-point game. I really do.
I think so, too.
I'm going to go Chiefs. So.
Well, I think it's going to be low scoring. I mean, you know, when you think back traditionally to Alex Smith's game, the mistake-free kind of game that kind of looked like Cutler this week.
Yeah.
But I think that, you're right. It's close. Defensively, they're without Barry now for the season, which is really sad.
Yeah.
But you know, still a lot of great defensive players there that can get the job done against the Chargers. So let's say 17-14.
Sounds good to me.
All right, and then of course we've got Oakland at Washington, and we both agree on this. We think this game was going to be a lot closer than some people believe. When you look at this on paper, Derek Carr and Oakland looking now to go 3-0.
Yeah.
Is that for the first time since Madden? I don't know.
Well, the look back. The teams that are out there, I know that who was ranked? The Chiefs are ranked number 1 right now, according.
Oakland's well up that list too.
To me, the team I've been impressed with most well, my Broncos, of course, but the team I've been impressed with the most is Oakland. They're looking fantastic, and
would have liked to see what happened. And Carr didn't go down in that last game last year. I mean, they were poised to really go deep, I think, and people need to understand too, though, with Oakland, like I said, they're not a one-trick pony. They can run the ball. They got the ball out. They get the ball out wide. And defensively, they look very, very good as well.
You know something? I'm a Denver fan. I'm supposed to hate Oakland, but how can you hate a team when you got Marshawn Lynch dancing on the sideline?
Yeah. It's too bad Dancing with the Stars airing this week for the first. They said Marshawn would have probably made the cut there with the scores that came up this week.
He had some moves.
Yeah. Well, he can dance, no doubt. He got rhythm. And finally, we're left with the Monday Nighter. And this is the one game that we disagree on. And I'm willing to bet when we talk this out, it's going to be a lot closer than we thought. Dallas is in Arizona, I believe. They're in Arizona to play.
Yes.
To play the Cardinals. And Arizona, to me, really got the job done last week. They finally got on the right page. I think defensively, they're catching Dallas at a time of funk. I don't see the Ezekiel Elliott story being bounced back like many veterans would. You know, like I said, like you know, the Aaron Rodgers story that you said, you know, it's like we beat anybody at home. And, you know, like I wouldn't want to be a Cincinnati Bengal this week. Yeah. But I don't think, there's a lot of finger pointing going on in Dallas right now as to what the problem is. And they were terrible. You pointed out this week, too, they're missing 3 starting corners.
Well, that's the problem right there. I mean, they were already missing the corner, and then they get into the game. Before the first half is over, they got 2 more starting corners gone down. And Denver just picked them apart. I mean, no team can really come back from that. You know.
And with a team like the Dallas Cowboys that have the reputation of having an incredibly great O-line, you know, when you've got the person who led the league in rushing yards last year, held to, what was it, 8 yards and 9 carries or something, or 7 carries, or
8 yards and 9 carries.
I mean, if you got up to go to the bathroom while that game was going on, you had more rushing yards than Ezekiel Elliott. And, that's kind of scary because these kind of players, I mean, in a sophomore kind of funk that he's in right now, people are wondering, I said, he's the real deal. Is this going to be a continuing? He has to step up now, but I don't think he does it against this Cardinals defense. I think they stuff him. And like somebody said online today, it might have been Pete Briscoe, so bear with me, but it was someone that said the word is out. He said on how you handle the Cowboys. You push hard and you make Dak Prescott beat you. And now we got to find out if Dak Prescott can beat you.
Dak Prescott had a real good season last year. He was in the, and I think he can. I will go with Dallas here simply because I'm just not impressed at all with Arizona. Last week they won against a Colts team that pretty much, Colts really got nothing, and Arizona just barely beat them by a field goal. Their ground game seems non-existent since David Johnson went down. And I don't think Carson Palmer's getting old. I don't think he's got it either.
I think he bounces back faster than the Elliots of the world. I think that Arizona's defense will make a statement this week. They will hold a problematic old line of the Cowboys. Something is not right there. There's something wrong, whether it's an injury, whether it's something that we don't know about from the locker room. But I'm telling you, Arizona does it on defense. And remember, too, this Arizona team was held by a Colts defense that you've already commented on, saying that was the best part of that team. Mm-hmm. So let's see, everything being equal, Carson Palmer being a pro, being a long-time quarterback in this league, I think he puts off a show here, and that defense keep him, keep possession down, and I think that Arizona wins this. I'm going to say this goes to OT, and it's a field goal.
I'm going to agree with the field goal. I'm going to go with Dallas because Arizona has no offense that I can see.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. The difference in one. So maybe one of us is perfect this week, and one of us is one off.
I'm always perfect.
No, special.
Oh, yes.
Big difference. All right, folks. That's how we see it this week. So, quick show this week because we're dealing with some video concerns, but we're going to try to get this thing back on track. We will keep the page updated for all you guys. We want to see your picks online there too. Remember that you can like us on our Facebook page, the iFormation. You can also email us at the iFormation@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at the iFormation. So, keep an eye on our videos. Help us share our videos. Get the word out there. And tell us what you think. Anything else interesting this week?
One other thing that I was watching the NFL Network this week, and someone said something that's pretty simple, but I know that Coach Mariucci was on, and he said what you got to remember in football, he said, is check your injury reports because there's 11 men on the field at a time, and all 11 pieces count. Simple thing to say, but it's true. One weakness there, and the other team will exploit it.
And you got to wonder if that had something to do with that Cowboys thing. This is what, like you said, for Ezekiel Elliott to go from 60 to 0 in no time flat.
Oh yeah,
something's not right.
LT called him out there too because he didn't run down was it a pick, I guess?
Well, you know what? All pieces count.
Yes.
And that means when you're on the field, you give 110%. You don't leave anything. So maybe there's a lesson to be learned there. LT's been around a lot longer. And, he has nothing to prove.
Chess game, I mean, you expose a hole in your defense and you're screwed.
Let's see how it all goes for everybody this week based on that kind of feel.
Yeah.
So, sage words, folks. Thanks again for coming back to see us again. And we hope to see some comments. We hope to see some pics and some banter on our page. And, of course, game day, we'll try to be there live to update as we go. Okay?
Just keep your pics coming on the page. I love to see them there.
It's all good. Yeah. All right, well then I guess that's it for everything. So I guess it's good night for me.
It's good night from him. Have fun.